Alright guys, JP here from OrganicProductsBliss.com, and I don't know if you guys could tell, but from that intro, you guys should know that I'm a pretty Usagi Yojimbo fanatic. But anyways, the reason why I have all these Usagi Yojimbo box sets in the intro is because a lot of them were damaged, so I was like, you know what, it'll be a funny video to just have everything in the background. But all of these will be returned back to the distributor to get credit for. But anyways, before we get started, we have 300 more copies should be coming in either next week or the second week of October is already prepped to be shipped. So if you haven't got your copies yet, feel free to go to the website and go grab your copy. Also, what else do we have here? We have our giveaway announcement. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a little challenge. I'll make a little separate video and I'll throw a link somewhere up here in the video for you guys to go check it out. But we have a giveaway challenge. Whoever makes the best commercial for us, it has to be 1 minute or less, will get a $500 gift card, and we'll use your video for the rest of the year. That way you guys can get like more subscribers and all that good stuff. So yeah, check that out in our separate video. But anyways, we're gonna go right straight into the Usagi Yojimbo box set review. So with all the hype of this box set, or just Usagi Yojimbo in general, I was like, man, it's just gonna be a bunch of bunny samurai stuff, cartoonish. I didn't know if I was gonna like it, but Mitch, he was like, man, read this. It's like one of the best series of all time. And when I first started reading it, I was like, I'm not sure. But after a certain arc, it's called a samurai arc, it started getting really good to me, and I really started enjoying the series. Even though I hate to admit it, I actually did really like the entire box set. It was a slow start for me because I just transitioned from The Walking Dead, which was like a lot more violent and killing and whatnot, and this one was, you know, still violent and a lot of killing, but it's not as brutal as The Walking Dead. But yeah, so what we have here is the actual box. All right, so this is like a damaged copy. All right, so we have the box, we have book, I didn't even realize this, but then, you know, the art aligns, but we have book 1 and book 2 and then we have book 1 right here. Okay, and then yeah, so I'm gonna go over the inside of book 1 for you guys and then give you my thoughts of it. So Usagi Yojimbo is basically a samurai bunny bodyguard, basically. So every character in here is an animal, and Yojimbo basically means bodyguard. I didn't know that was his name, but his name was like Masiyato or something like that. Usagi, but people call him Usagi in here. And you know, I thought, like, when I first started reading this, I thought it was like a single story by itself, because that's how it was read. Each chapter I was reading is like a different, like, little short story. So I was like, oh, so okay, it's a little short story, doesn't really mean anything. And I asked Mitch, I was like, man, is it just a bunch of short stories? He's like, no. I mean, he was like, yeah, it is, but it all blends in together at the end. There's this Rhino character. He's my favorite character. He's really funny. We have the Usagi himself right here, and then there's some other characters in there as well. It basically talks about how Usagi was a samurai, but then his leader died, so now he's a ronin, a leaderless samurai, just walking around, helping out people and just trying to make money and just wandering around. And then he runs into a bunch of different characters. There's always someone to kill or someone to fight, and then he always runs into, you know, random things. They help out villages and all this cool stuff right here. But yeah, he basically is a total badass. You don't really know anything about him, how he became a badass and how he learned how to fight and everything, until you hit the samurai arc, which is about maybe 1/3 of the way through this first book. But after you get, you know, to that part, that's when it started really picking up, and that's when I started enjoying it. I was like, oh my gosh, and you know what, I'm just gonna read this whole entire series throughout the weekend. And that way, I know exactly why people were like, man, this book is, Usagi Yojimbo is the greatest series of all time and all that good stuff. So I wouldn't say it's the greatest series of all time, but it's actually a pretty good series. So here it is, the samurai arc right here. So yeah, about 1/3 of the way through. But once you get here, it's starting to get really, really good, in my opinion. Like the entire story of Usagi Yojimbo is just great. So if you can make it this far, then you're home free. Everything's like really amazing. So yeah, so as a short story, you start learning how, like, who trained Usagi, who his teacher was, and you'll start learning about his background, other characters' background and whatnot. There's a lot of sad stories, and then there's like some cool animals in here as well that followed Usagi. His name is Spot, my favorite character of all time, and Usagi Yojimbo is Spot. So whenever you see that character, just enjoy the moments that you have with him, because he's really funny. And then yeah, so here, this is basically book 1. It's all in black and white. Right here, there's no extras in the first book, but when we look at the second book, at the back, there are a bit of extras. So we have, let's see, go back here, origins of Usagi. So basically telling like how he went through, like he was supposed to be like an actual samurai at first, and then you're like, let's turn him into a bunny and whatnot. So that's really cool that they show the origins of how he got started. And also how, like, little short stories with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in here as well. So you like TMNT, these are really fun to check out. And then also, where's another one? How I Do Usagi. Basically, it's a comic book of like Stan Sakai talking to you, saying how he got, like how he makes Usagi Yojimbo, and he tells it to you through a comic or through a bunch of panels, which is really, really cool. That's the first time I've seen this, so I like that. And you have the cover gallery right here that has color, and then you also have, there's one more extra back here. You have the interview with Stan Sakai. So you have a little chat, his inspiration, and all these things. It's a couple pages long. I haven't really went through this one yet because it was already at 2 a.m. when I finished this series. I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna save this for later because this is a lot of reading. But this is really interesting as well because it gives you a lot of background knowledge, and that's what I like, background knowledge of how things got started. So that's really cool. And then my favorite characters will always be the Rhino, the pig, and his name is Ainu, and then Usagi, and then Spot. So if you guys read this box set, let me know what you guys think, who your favorite character was, what was your favorite part of the series, and if you read the Dark Horse limited edition series as well, and then leave a comment down below what you thought, what else you want me to review, and all this good stuff. I also have another channel I'm starting. It's gonna be more about the business aspect, the entrepreneur aspect of how I started OrganicPriceBooks.com, how I turned this this business into a brand, and how a lot of people are now knowing what OPB means and all that good stuff. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll throw the link up in a little box up here somewhere. Somewhere, you just click on it, or you could throw the link in the comments as well. You guys like this video, just let me know, leave a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video.